Well, howdy, all you collector car fans. This is Jason, the owner and founder of Southern Bush Motorsports. Just taking through a thing I call Run Up North. This is where I went to the northern states. Yep, that is a real petty blue Superbird right there. And that is a lot of dust. Look at that Charger there. You know, so basically what this trip was is I was called up to take a look at some cars. And as these old coots are, when they collect these cars, they... one guy hears, another guy hears, the next guy hears, and then they all want me to come over and check out their hidden stash. That was a Hemi Challenger. That was a 446 pack Superbird. That guy built that car in that garage. That was a restored Superbird, and I sold it as soon as I listed it. There's some weird stuff. You know, there's nothing real fancy, but some pretty cool stuff. It's just stuff that... you know, I saw on this trip. That was a Charger RT, 69 Charger RT. If I remember right, that was actually a Hemi car. When you see grainy pictures like this is where they didn't mind me coming in and taking a look at the cars and stuff, but they didn't want me taking pictures. And, well, shoot, I don't come all the way this far up here to not take pictures of this stuff. So, sure, there's going to be some people that are like, yeah, there's the engine on that Charger. I'm not going to come that far up there and not take any pictures. I mean, crying out loud, this is what I do for a living. Just to clear a few things up for some people that are a little rusty on the reason why I'm doing this. I wanted to share my adventures with people. I turned all the comments off on my site and on this YouTube channel because I don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it. These are the trips that I take. I don't care if you believe me or not. It makes no difference to me. I had a blast. It was a great career. You know, people said in one of my videos, you're full of crap. You don't carry that kind of money with you. The reality of it is, you're dealing with these old farmers and old coots that were smart enough to stick these cars away. Do you think they want money transfers or e-transfers? Or no, they want cold hard cash. So when I know I'm going into a big area where it's possibly a lot of cars, I bring a lot of money with me. Because what's the point of going up there with no money when that's all these guys want? They don't want to declare it. They don't want their ex-wives to see it. They want cash. So this is why I do this. So it really doesn't matter to me if people believe that I bring that kind of money or not. It's what happened. I got pictures of people that I've taken with my button camera that are counting stacks of cash. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. Just enjoy the videos. This is my life's work. Like I said, I came out of retirement because I needed to stop what was going on right now for future generations. There's so much crap going on, and I want it to stop. Just need to, yeah, that is a RT Challenger convertible right there. That is a gunmetal gray 440 GTX right there. Or a Road Run, I think. It just needs to stop. There's so much BS going on, and it's not fair. And people don't have the kind of knowledge that I have, and what really brought me out of retirement is an old client of mine. One of my first customers was looking at buying a car, and he emailed me. He goes, I know you're retired, but I really need your help. And the first 4 or 5 cars that he was looking at were complete scams. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You found these on your own. They're all complete scams. So, I mean, I felt that it was just necessary to do something. So that's why I started Southern Bush Consulting. You know, I want to be able to help people not get burned, and that's my biggest goal of why I'm doing what I do. And I'm just trying to help people to not get burned. It's not even these old guys that know what the car is. It's not about this. It's about these possible future generations that are looking at these cars and that are gonna get burned and can't really stop it. And it's not fair because somebody can take a 6-cylinder Charger and you know, put a 426 Hemi in it. Nobody's gonna know the difference. You know, and you wonder. Some people were wondering about the sound quality and stuff. What can I tell you? I mean, I'm an old man. I'm trying to do the best that I can, but that being said, that's the last time I'm going to say it. Take it for a grain of salt. Take it the way you want. This is my experience of living on the road. You know, I've sacrificed a lot to do this. You know, living in these camper vans and hauling trailers and waking up in hotel rooms you don't even know where you're at. You know, it was a massive sacrifice for the better cause, which is finding these cars and getting them pulled out. I mean, the stuff that I'm showing here, nobody's seen these cars. You may have seen 1 or 2 of them, but these cars were buried and hidden, and people didn't want them to know about any of these cars. And you know, I'm sharing it with the world for a reason because it's important. The old saying that the cars are still out there, hell yeah, these cars are still out there. They're harder to find, and you're not going to, roll up on a 71 Hemi Cuda convertible, but the cars are still out there. But you got to remember, when you're looking at these cars, and you get all excited about buying the cars, and these is more or less for the younger people that are out there, if you can find a restoration shop to restore your car, you're still looking at 2 to 3 years to get that car back, and it's going to cost you a minimum of 50 grand to get the car restored. So it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. You're going to have a work of art when you're done, because they didn't make any more of these. It's over. They didn't make any more of them. We got to save what's out there. But it is a lot of work, and it involves a lot of money. But at the end of the day, when you put the effort in and you look back at it, wow, that 69 RT Charger that I pulled out of the woods that my uncle told me about that I got restored, now it's restored. Now you got something that's worth value. And it's actually worth something. But the infrastructure's out there. It's a Daytona that was just backed up in a guy's building. Didn't want me to take pictures, that's why it's so grainy. But the infrastructure is out there to be able to get this done. The only issue is that a lot of these people that can restore these cars, are starting to retire and not be around anymore. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but the part supply is there. They remanufacture a lot of these hard parts that we couldn't get before. That's a Go Mango 6-pack 4-speed Super B. But you know what? I don't want this to die. It really scares me that this business could possibly be over collecting these old cars. I saw an interview with Gene Simmons, and I never thought I'd ever hear these words come out of this man's mouth when he said rock and roll is dead. They can't make any money now because you can get everything you want on YouTube for free. I don't want that to happen with these collector cars. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I came out when I came out. I prided myself on people not knowing who I was. But I'm here. I'm here to help. So Southern Bush Consulting has started. Hopefully we can get something going. I'm not looking to make $1 million off of it because I'm okay now. I don't need to worry about that. But what I do want to do is stop some of the stuff that's going on. It's just mind-blowing. You have no idea how bad it is out there. It's an old 426 Hemi motor. So that enough being said, I spent enough time on it. I hope enough people listen to this part of the video to know that, it scares me. It really does scare me what's going on out there. And I just want it to stop. So let's get back with this video. Video's almost over, but I felt it was important to say that. It's just an old Charger right there. 70 Charger just sitting in the field. It's trees growing up around it. I didn't even know how I was going to get the thing out of there, but I wanted the car. These old road runners and stuff. They're starting to hold their value. Let's see what we got here. Like I've said in these videos before, I don't even know what's coming up. These pictures, I don't even know what's coming up. There's 68 Charger sitting there. And these cars, look at the one beside it. They're just all stockpiled in this guy's yard. This was up in, northern Illinois, I think I was. That wasn't a super rare Super B. It was a 440, but good God, that car was solid. That car was really solid. It looked like crap, but it was solid as heck. 383 Roadrunner. Straight car, complete, nothing missing off of it. Not pretty, but could be something. That was a 69 Hemi Charger RT. Look at all the stuff piled on it. These guys that stored these cars didn't really care, but they just knew they needed to store them. Now this collection right here was a little creepy. This guy was a gun manufacturer, and he had some stuff that just, yeah, that is a 426 Hemi. That right there, that Shelby, I kid you not, had 13 miles on it. I looked in it, and he wouldn't let me get any closer in it, but that had an actual 13 miles on it. It's the only car in existence. There's a 70 Hemi Cuda. A lot of these pictures aren't the greatest because he was really worried about me taking pictures in there, but he wanted me there to document the cars. Another Hemi Cuda. The Hemi Challenger right beside it. This guy had a killer collection of cars, just stuck away in a little warehouse. Didn't want anyone to know about it. Look at that shot right there. 428 Cobra Mach 1. That was a Hemi Challenger sitting beside it. Hemi Challenger to the right of it. Hemi Challenger right there. Like, it was insane what this guy had. Really didn't want me taking any pictures, so it was hard for me to take pictures. Maybe it's 15, 20 years later, these guys are going to be pissed, but that was a 70 Hemi Cuda, plum crazy purple. Look at that car beside it. I think it was an old Cobra. I don't think it was a kit car. Oh, there's my dream car right there. That's as close as I got to it, too. There's some really cool stuff in this guy's collection. But this is way up north, you know. These were all like cow farmers and corn farmers. You wouldn't think they'd even have these cars. I think that one right there is a 70 Hemi Cuda Gator Grain top. Yeah, there's the Gator Grain right there. Well, I appreciate you coming by and checking other Tales from the Bush. You know, keep checking things out. Got more videos coming, and I appreciate all of you coming by and checking out these Tales from the Bush.